Is it blooming in Bloomington?
Yes, definitely blooming in Bloomington, especially if you have hydrangeas.
We're here at Anthony's Lawn Care, and you just got paid.
Yes, sir.
So we saw a whole bunch of people here. What's going on here?
Landscaping, tree work, and we also have Netflix of landscaping accounts, which entail a lot. They're our full detail package. A lot of yard work, which entails like grass, fertilization, anything that involves grass.
Yeah.
That's one of my main areas. But if it's plants, beds, anything like that, still there. Hardscaping, a lot of that going on. Although now we're at a bit of a standstill on certain things because we got to wait for things to stop blooming before we can trim. A lot of our work orders are trimming. So everyone's pushing me until mid-September. I'm like, yay.
What are you noticing here in Bloomington? What's going on?
Well, it's move-in week, so it's a bit chaotic. Traffic is bad. At least we haven't had any storms, so we're almost caught up with tree work, and that's a plus.
Yeah. Now, you've been doing this for 20 years.
Yes.
What is it that distinguishes someone who knows what they're doing, like you, Matthew, versus some random crew?
It's kind of the way they talk. You can walk somebody around a property, and if they can't identify the first three things that they walk by, especially if they get something wrong, you definitely know they're an amateur.
Yeah.
And they're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And they might end up taking out your great-great-grandpa's peony tree that got planted. Something special, something that's been in the family.
Yeah.
You don't really want to destroy that.
Yeah. If you're hiring a landscaper in Bloomington, what are some questions someone like me could ask to determine whether they're any good?
Weed identification. That's one of the things I go to. Is this a weed or is this a plant? Which we have our natives. There's a lot of native species here, and some people are like, that's a native plant. And I'm like, that's just a native weed. 90% of people don't actually want it. You just happen to be in the 10% that you want it. But you have to make sure on the clients.
Yeah.
And it's about reading the clients and understand what they actually want in their property.
Yeah.
The more you connect with your client, the better off you are on the job.
Yeah.
But if you don't make that connection and you don't talk to them and understand, mistakes happen.
Yeah. Let's say that someone calls up Anthony's Lawn Care and Landscaping. Walk them through the process of what happens next.
Well, they set up the estimate, and then we go out and do the estimate. And that involves a lot of walking around, a lot of discussing of what they actually want. Basically, that gets ran over at least 3 times to make sure that's absolutely what they want, especially whenever they talk about cutting down a tree, bushes close to homes, or it could be a revamp where we do a full rip out and we got to reinstall everything. And then it's a matter of deciding what they actually want. If it's hardscaping, it's like patio size. What exactly do you want to look at for the next 20 years?
Yeah. Now you guys do a lot of stuff. I didn't realize Christmas lights or gutter repair or cutting down these big trees or building retaining walls and patios and all this.
Snow removal as well.
Yeah. Some of that's dangerous. So what do you guys do about that?
Safety procedures are put in place, and we have safety briefings. We have after action reports. I mean, everything gets discussed down to a T.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to lose an employee that we're counting on the next day.
Yeah.
So safety is a big concern with things.
And you got all the insurance too.
Yes, fully insured.
What's the biggest tree you've cut down?
Biggest for me is probably around 60. Biggest on our main tree guy, that's probably 100, 125. Like, he's done some big stuff.
What's the most fun you've had?
I don't know. Lately, it's been fun almost every week.
Yeah.
It just depends on how you take the week. Most people take things negative and they hold on to it. And I just try to flip it into something positive. Because if we're all mad at each other, there's no growth.
Yeah.
We just got to talk about it and rearrange it. But snow removal is fun, especially whenever everybody works as a team. That's the biggest fun for me.
Why is that fun?
Military raised. I was also in the military, so teamwork is a big ordeal. Safety in numbers. As long as everybody knows their job, you can rely on them. It becomes a fun atmosphere to work in.
Anthony's ads are everywhere. Even some people complain that there's too many Anthony's Lawn Care Tree Service ads everywhere. But what's something people might not know about Anthony that you know?
I know a lot about the guy, but I know he's very open with everyone.
What kind of joke do you think would make Anthony smile at?
His life. No.
Oh, dude, you're gonna give me an asthma attack. Oh, I'm having an asthma attack.
Sorry, that's one of my favorite jokes. I try to turn everything into a joke, really. I might overdo it a bit, but you know.
You guys are having fun though.
I'm just having fun. That's the main thing of it, is just have fun, everyone get along. Don't push buttons too hard that you don't want pushed back on you.
Yeah. How do you find good people?
Takes a while. We have to cycle through the crap in order to find the good.
Just like in any business, right?
With some people, I mean, they may last a day to a week, but as soon as we know they don't work, we got to get them out. That way we get better people in.
Amen.
That's the cycle of life, unfortunately, in a small business.
What advice do you have for someone who maybe is about to start their job as a landscaper?
Create a good interview pattern. That way, whenever you're actually going through the people, ask the proper questions. Trick questions, really, that only like people that know how to do the work would absolutely know how to answer the question.
Like what?
Well, trimming certain things, for instance, that one can throw people for a loop. Some people would assume you can just like butcher down a tree or like a bush straight in half and it's just going to fully recover. Some bushes don't like that. Too much stress, they're just going to die out. But some people assume that they can do whatever they want to a bush because it's a bush. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean it is. A lot of perennial flowers are good too to pick on people with, like if they're actual perennials or annuals, because that game of the area messes up people's brain. And there's so many names in plants that it can get really confusing.
Yeah.
I'll even trip myself up because I did saltwater tanks for so long that some of the corals almost sound like some of the flowers.
Well, there you go. They basically are flowers, kind of, huh?
Yes, in a way we're all connected, the ocean and the earth.
Well, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Guys, check out Anthony's Lawn Care. They are the Netflix of landscaping.